It's 7:30. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. ntvkenya.co.ke/NationFM. You can get us from anywhere in the world. Of course, in Nairobi, 96.3, Mombasa, 101.5, 102.1 in Kisumu, 102.7 in Eldoret, and 93.9 in Meru. We're continuing our conversation with Dr. Rupesh, who is the founder and CEO of A Wise Admit Technologies. And we'll be talking to him about the education sector, exactly what role tech is playing in revolutionizing it, basically making your life a lot easier, but also opening up a world of opportunities. And like I said, beyond using ChatGPT for your homework. But I wanted to know from your perspective, what are the really exciting emerging trends as far as education and tech?
Thank you so much, Mariam. Now, firstly, spot on with the ChatGPT for homeworks, right? I think there's a lot the students could leverage out of that. And I wanted to give you an example. I stayed in China for over 15 years, and Chinese students, they really want to learn English. However, due to the environment there, it gets difficult for them because you need an environment to learn a language, right?
True.
So there's this company called Yuan Futao. It's a Chinese unicorn. So they have like 13 million active users.
That's wow. Okay.
So what does it do? Okay, so it enhances the learning of the students. Okay, now everybody is not paced the same to learn, right? Maybe you learn fast, I learn slow.
Yeah.
So with this tech, what happens is that it's a personalized learning, right? So it will take me 3 days to understand a difficult calculus equation, right? Maybe for you, it will take a day, right? So that's what's happening. And that's why I can see like 13 million active users. That's a lot.
It is.
Right. So that's something coming out of China. However, I was super impressed by the Kenyan local ecosystem of tech and education. I got to know about Mshul, right? They're using a text-based learning platform. That is amazing. That means education without mobility, right? I mean, a lot of students, they do not have smartphones. A lot of students, they don't have laptops. So what does that mean? That means the student shouldn't be learning,
No.
right? So with this Mshul and even Freza education, right? So they are using technology in order to empower students from rural regions even. So I am seeing such a great trend happening, and not just in the developed nations, but like countries like yours and mine, using education technology. Now we are in the same cusp of in the same level, right? Educational equality is coming through technology finally.
That's very true. We could get to a place where, you don't like the sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia doesn't always have to be playing catch up, right? I think that's an amazing opportunity. But when we think of now bridging the gap between what is happening globally in education and what's happening locally, how do we do that? I know it's a big ask. Also, Swahili word of the day, shule, it means school.
Oh, shule.
Yes. So Mshule.
Mshule. Oh,
yes.
cool.
Yeah, nice.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you just asked me about the
gap, yes.
The gap, right? And I definitely see a huge gap. However, I also see a big opportunity there. With technology, what happens is that if we quickly learn, the gap will be diminishing as we speak, right? So I'll give you an example. Tesla cars, right? Like their range is around 600-700 kilometers. Now, what if I tell you that there's a new technology and it has been commercialized? Now it gives like more than 1,000 kilometers range. Now, let me tell you the story behind it.
Okay.
So this researcher from Tsinghua University started this battery research. And then he got published, right? And he worked with the global scientists to make sure that the research is of the top level.
Okay.
Then the government came into play. So in China, they have like Jugo framework. So that is 6 steps of commercialization of any research.
Okay.
Right? So the innovation was there. Theoretical innovation was there, a little bit of practical, but it was not commercialized. So, the second step, they already worked with their international peers. And then the third step is the government comes in. They think that it's a great innovative product and they want to empower these researchers. On the fourth, the policy level changes. If there's no policy of such level, then the government will try to help make such policies.
Okay.
Then on the fifth stage, these innovation goes to the nearest high-tech zones.
Okay.
Where they're more equipped in order to make better prototypes, right? Once after the prototype is done, the sixth steps comes in. That's when the external funding comes in, the VC money and all that, right? So this is an example of Neo car battery.
Okay.
It's 100. I'm not sponsoring them or anything,
right?
A
learning.
And that's just one example. There are so many examples coming out of these universities. So I think globally, coming back to your question, globally we are seeing that. The trends, the future of STEM education, the future of innovation is slightly tilting towards East. And we as South Asians and Sub-Saharan Africans, we at least got to be curious about what's happening.
I agree.
Now, coming to your second point about how to link these global innovation to our current scenario is that we should quickly understand, we should be curious. Again, the same point. What's happening there? If we can exchange knowledge and ideas, I think that's how the innovation starts. That's how creativity starts.
I agree. We'll talk about Kenya's role in all of this and where we stand, what the future holds as well in just a minute. But of course, the hashtag is Morning Fix. Continue asking any questions you have and tag us at NationFMKE, at Mariam